And it's raining as well here in Accra. Thank God it's Thursday, closer to Friday, and then the weekend is here. We can take a break from all the hustle and bustle of work. But you're welcome to Joy News Interactive with me, Bernice Abubedu, on Joy News on Multi TV. Now, the police is in the news. We'll be telling you what they've been saying. We'll also talk about soccer betting. And then we also want to know, can you go off social media for a day? Here's how to get interactive with us on Facebook. Find us with the name Joy News on TV. Our Twitter handle is at Joy News on TV. It's same on Instagram, same name, Joy News on TV. Alternatively, you can send us a WhatsApp via 0560 800,000, 0560 800 000. So let's talk about our first issue. Media reports suggest the Drug Law Enforcement Unit of the Ghana Police is calling for the decriminalization of cannabis, popularly referred to as weed, to help in the fight against the abuse of the narcotic drug in the country. The unit apparently has been recording a higher number of cases within the Ashanti region, leading the chart with 28 cases in the regional drug auditing table available at the unit. Cannabis has been leading the chart for the past 3 years. The issue has generated a lot of controversy. Remember, Kofi Annan and Akresi Sapong of NACOB have also been flayed for making similar comments. What do you think? Let's get interactive.
The weed, I think it has a good side and a bad side, because I have friends who do that, and when it doesn't work with your blood, that's when it tends to like worry them, like something like that. So I don't think it's good. Why should it be legalized? For what? What are they using it for? Why should you smoke weed? I don't know why you should smoke weed before you do something, or before you can work, or before you can think.
Well, I think it doesn't really make sense, because we don't know, we are not developed to the point where we can handle weed in this country. If you legalize weed, there are people who wouldn't, they would abuse it. That's it. So we have not developed to the point where we are matured enough to legalize weed in this country. It's a good idea, but it shouldn't be implemented now.
I don't agree to that, though. Because it will, people will take advantage of the situation and be smoking weed, and also it has repercussions, in the society. How do you expect children to see their parents or whatever, smoking weed? You just, see the side effect of it. There are some things that we can also not do away with it, but it has, a little bit better. It can also be controlled, parents can control their children, by really, advising their children against it. But with regards to smoking weed or whatever, if it's been illegalized, it has its effect on the children. It's a stimulant. It can cause the children to do, something else.
I think that is the global trend, and so if they have good reasons to legalize it, it's not bad. They can go ahead, as it's been done in other countries all over the world. Yes, they should just take a cue from that.
So those were some comments from the streets of Accra. Let's get onto Facebook, but I think I need to clear this. It's actually being decriminalized. That's what the head of the Drug Law Enforcement Unit of the Ghana Police is asking. So let's pick some comment here on Facebook. And Emmanuel Rose Roberts says, legalizing weed is a step in the right direction. I know people who have smoked for many years, yet nothing has happened to them. It's high time people stop allowing emotions to cloud their sense of judgment. Any drug that's been taken in larger dosages will definitely have an effect on the user. Taking 20 tabs of paracetamol is just like committing suicide. To the best of my knowledge, weed is less dangerous compared to alcohol and cigarettes. And again, I want to say that they've not asked that the drug be legalized. They've asked that it should be decriminalized. It means that when people are caught with drugs, they won't have to go to court and suffer a jail term. It won't be a crime, but they would have a way of rehabilitating the person and taking them through certain procedures that would get off help them get off the addiction. So legalizing and decriminalizing, I don't think they're necessarily the same thing. Now Dominic says, well, let me do Kelvin Baka first. He says it's very bad when they legalize that in Ghana, because we'll be seeing some people on the street using that as fun. For my place, people are using it on the street, else they don't legalize it here in Aplau. I don't get the message you're sending in there. But now Dominic says, listen, God is very wise. That's what he gave us, herbs, but white man gave us cigarette. Natural herb is the best. Free the herb. Many love it. Kojo Agbo says legalize the herb and regulate it. Let the government put more tax on it so that it will become too expensive for its users. Emmanuel Opoku says the substance has been banned, but surprisingly the drug is still in high use as of how it enters the country. Politicians, well, Emmanuel Opoku thinks politicians know something about that. But Pan-African Kwame Mausi Dogbe says the herb is good. Its abuse is the problem, and legalizing it will be horror. I think using it in secrecy will be better, says hashtag the youth will go nude. Let's do some comments here on WhatsApp. This says, I don't support that idea. It is bad. Ora Bedu at the Sibra Pharmacy Konongo. And he adds, what is bad is bad. And this one says, legalizing weed is like legalizing sin. Mashoot from Wa. Alfredo from Yeji says, do they want Ghanaians to become mentally ill? That's what he's asking. And this says, most of the youth are engaged in weed smoking because of lack of jobs. Some teachers, out of frustration, are engaged in weed smoking because they have not been paid for years. And this is from Karim in Wa. Let's pick a few more here. Mahama Kojo says, why drink and drive when you can smoke and fly? Kofi Annan endorsed legalization of Rooch, but it must be controlled. Kofi Annan begins exhibition of monopole symptoms. Well, it's quite a lengthy message. Please try to keep your messages brief so it can be read. Nimrod Denise says, herbs having dominion over humans, let's legalize rather than coup d'etat, because they've been cheating and they're not stopping. If weed has damaged your life like it has done to my brother, you wouldn't conceive this kind of idea. So Nimrod is giving us a personal experience over there. But like I said, I think we are mixing it up, legalizing and decriminalizing. I think the authorities want to decriminalize it so they can make a lot more progress in dealing with the problem and not having to make it a crime. When you're caught with cannabis, you're thrown into jail and all that. Now, let's move on and talk about another disturbing issue. Now, police in Kumasi have arrested an official of Superbet Sports Betting for failing to pay patrons over 50,000 Ghana cedis in wins. About 30 angry winners who were agitating at the company's premises threatened to set it ablaze. Some people say these companies are having a negative effect on their children, but what do you make of the activities of such betting companies? And really, we hear that sometimes they're not even able to tell who a minor is and who is above 18. They just allow people to go in and have whatever they want to do. But let's take a block first. I'll show you what people on the streets of Accra are saying first, and I'll come and take your comments here on WhatsApp and Facebook.
Most children will not go to school. Instead of going to school, or they will go and sit in those betting at this time. But it is going to distract their studies, and also at home, instead of helping their parents or doing their homework and taking care of other things in the house, they will go to their betting house and then stay there all day and get hype with the game and all sorts of.
A child should be in school to learn, to make it in life. But if the child grows up with that attitude of betting, he can go and even steal and come and bet. You understand? And that wouldn't help our society. If we are breeding up those betting companies in this country and children start stealing, they'll grow up to be armed robbers. And that'll be very devastating in this country. If it's regulated and very well taken care of.
It certainly will have an impact on children. But those people should try to control their children. Because their parents, so they should know how to control their children. Provide a lot of the things that will make the children stay home. Computer games, a good environment for the children to study. They should be regulated, yes.
How will it help?
For example, so that children who are below 18 should not be allowed to take part in that kind of activities.
They don't think about work. But when you go there, you only go and pay the money and you wait for the results. So it's a waste of time. They go there because they think they can win. And when you go and you don't, like, you pay money and you don't win, and the next day you go and pay money, you are wasting money. It's a waste of money and time. You can use that money for work or something. Like, you can use that money, the money to work in a different way, and you get profit.
So what's your say? And send me a message on WhatsApp on the number 0560-800,000, 0560-800-000. I remember one time I was traveling to Kumasi, and in one of the communities along the road, I saw a sports betting company, and I said, wow, these people have gotten here. The problem with many people is that these organizations aren't regulated, and so they end up swindling people of their monies. But let's get on to Facebook, and Joe King Emwa says this is just a case of wrong advertised odds. Betting rules of the company states that errors made by the company in terms of market odds are subject to change as the company wishes. The sad thing is these customers fail to read the terms and conditions on the bet slips. Okay, so I don't know if Joe King is experienced or he's telling us well, what he knows, but someone replies over there and says, listen, can you please tell me what makes the odd wrong? Okay, so there's a whole conversation going on there. But Akwesi Boedu says, don't leave the case to the police, because at the end of the day, they will send the case to court, and once it gets there, these judges and their, well, good issues will set the company free. This is free advice. Bend down, he says. Bend down the company. Emmanuel Wakan says, true that you don't know any error, just take your money, else you burn the place. Bet is bet. Why do Ghanaians take some advantage to cheat people? Samuel Amposa says, please, they have to pay them, because if these guys had not won, you mean, and lost, their monies would have been taken without telling them it's an error. Please, same errors have made them lose billions. Mrs. Candy Adolfo says, rubbish, you have to pay them. Okay, she says, who cares if the wrong odds were published? Abedi Latte Victor says, Muhammad's jobs for the youth. You'll always find a way to bring Muhammad into everything. Egyptian Sanam says, Forsters, Ghana youth, be wise. Destiny Krabia says, do whatever you wish to get your money back. If the company can't afford to pay winners, they shouldn't be in business. Godfred Anthony says, please bake the block. Even in America and other advanced countries, there are so many gamblers. Okay, so I'm sure he's replying to someone else's comments. Paul Atia says he should pay, because if he does not have the money, he will not operate that business. If he was to be selling snakes, this will not happen. Peter Terrier says the money will, well, okay, I can't verify that. Abdul Rauf Husseini laughs and says, okay, Nanado's picture is there. I'm sure that's why Peter Terrier is making those statements, because there's a poster of the MPP flag bearer on the Superbet building where all this controversy is coming from. But Prince Churchill says they should be made to pay, or the winners, well, why is everybody asking them to burn their office? That is not legal, we know that. And Isaac P says, this can't happen in Europe. Egyptian Senam says, these guys are all fraudsters. And Abu Siddiq says, my bet collapses. I'm sure he's trying to say collapse. Jones PK says, pure corruption from the betting companies. Okay, so let's pick some comments here on WhatsApp. And this Koto from Yeji says, the youth and job. I don't know what you mean by that, but you can come back again and I'll be glad to share your message with the rest of the world. And this one says, betting is not good. We must all discourage children from practicing. Urabedo at Konongo, that's Sebre Pharmacy. And this one says the activities should be well supervised. Minors should be prevented by checking off ID cards. But I don't agree they should be closed, and parents should stop blaming everyone for their irresponsibility. This one says the youth employment program in Ghana is now left with betting. This is Big Nanny in Tardim. So a lot of your comments coming in here, but let me pick a few more on on Facebook. Musa Hassan, Burner Boy is laughing his heart out, and Suleiman well, such a long name, I'll just read. Suleiman Nuruddin says the man is finished. I'm sure he's talking about the man who owns that betting company. You're watching Joy News Interactive with me, Benis Abubedi. We've been talking about betting companies in Ghana and how they're springing all over the place. We have reports that some angry people somewhere in the Ashanti region are threatening to burn a betting company down because the owner has refused to pay them their money. We'll take a quick break now. When we come back, we'll be doing more stories, and I'll be finding out from you, can you live a day without social media? Please stay on.